Evening, everybody. Just wanted to give you a chance to hear from me concerning a bunch of upcoming storms, potential storms over the second half of the week here, as our weather is going to get a little more interesting. We've been kind of slow here over the last week and a half, as we've been dry and relatively warm, all things considered, for late January into early February. We are going to continue to be somewhat warm, but we are also going to see some potential for precipitation. There's a lot of questions still about what kind of precipitation and some chances for all sorts of precipitation over the next few days. So I wanted to start us off by looking. This is just a temperature map of the United States and Canada, and we can see that we do have a pretty good temperature gradient kind of across the central part of the country here. Got lots of warm, moist air here over the southeast, especially for this time of year, mid-70s, upper 70s along the Gulf Coast. That's quite warm. And, seasonably cold weather here in Canada, minus 10 to 15, even some 20s below in Canada. That's not actually unusual at all this time of year. And you can see the different colors come close together here across the Midwest from Kansas City to Chicago, and we indeed have a trough that's been building there, and that trough is going to be kind of slow and get reinforced by a couple different pieces of upper level energy, and it's going to have a lot of moisture involved in it, and that's going to send at least 2 or 3 waves of precipitation at us with the little storms that spin up kind of along the front. The first one's going to be real weak, the second one's going to be a little bit stronger, and the last one might be the strongest of all, and each of them have questions with precipitation, so it's going to be interesting around here. We'll start, let me also take a quick look here. Let me erase my squigglings, and let's take a look at the satellite view. And you can see on the satellite view, same kind of thing we were looking at before, this storm starting to develop here over the northern Texas and Oklahoma. Actually, the surface low is way back here, but the moisture starting, and you can see we're tapping some serious Pacific moisture here. That's heading all the way across Mexico up into the Gulf states now. We're also going to tap some Gulf moisture. There's lots of moisture down here, and there's plenty of energy, and we actually have some additional energy that's going to slowly kind of filter in as this trough, which right now is situated kind of like so across the country. It's going to kind of move this way, and it's going to become slightly more what we call negatively tilted and slow itself down. So eventually by the end of the week it's going to look something more like that. Sort of. Anyways, so the idea behind that is that's going to give us, because it's slow to do so and there's extra energy moving in and there's a big temperature gradient, it's going to give us lots of opportunities for precipitation. The first opportunity for precipitation is going to be pretty light. That actually comes through tomorrow. Maybe as early as tomorrow morning we could get a little bit of very light precipitation, and whether we actually see anything out of this first wave or not is somewhat up for debate. Let me show you the radar to give you an idea of what that would look like. Here's the radar. So this little piece of moisture here is sort of heading in our direction. We've got a little bit of, they also kind of have a cold front, or not really a front, but the boundary between kind of the colder air, which is kind of draped across right where that top blue line is, which is separating really where the cooler air. That is slowly sagging south, which is going to kind of push this moisture here over Illinois and Indiana. It's going to push it more to our south, but we probably might get into a little bit of that with some light precipitation tomorrow. It'll probably be in the form of snow or some light sleet-ish kind of frozen precipitation. Shouldn't be enough to really cause any problems, even on the roads. Even if it's sleet, it shouldn't really cause any problems. It'll be light. You'll hardly notice it, but it is kind of the first wave. Then we're starting to already see this buildup of the second wave and lots of moisture. This wave will definitely come through with more interesting weather. That's going to happen on Thursday. And that looks pretty locked in terms of temperature types, or precipitation types, I should say. We're looking at what I would say is going to be mostly starting off as snow and probably a transition to sleet and maybe some freezing rain. That's going to be kind of a moderate amount. I don't think we're going to get much in the way of accumulating snow because it's going to switch over to sleet, but it will kind of coat things. I'd say you're going to get like a crusty inch or so of precipitation with some sleet or snow, and then some sleet, and then a little bit of freezing rain on top. It will mean that the roads on Thursday are probably not terrible. This isn't going to come down super heavy, but it's going to be a little ugly on Tuesday, or on Thursday. That precipitation uh, we'll start to head out, and we'll have a brief break before it looks like we probably get into yet another wave, a third wave, which actually the precipitation for that is not even actually on the map yet, and there's some energy to catch up. That wave is the one that is still is the most up in the air in terms of what's going to happen. That doesn't come through till Friday, so we're several days out from the third wave of precipitation. Right now, if I had to guess, I'd say we're probably just on the warm side of that, and I think that's either going to be rain or snow. The way that storm moves through, I don't think there's going to well, there could be, but I think we're probably going to end up either rain or snow. And right now, if I had to say, I would say probably snow, but I'm not real confident in that. There's definitely, probably rain, but. Snow is still a definite possibility, and that one could bring with it quite a bit of precipitation. Some of the models have definitely given us a lot of precipitation out of that third wave, so it could either be an inch or so of rain, or it could be several inches of snow. Probably, and the line will probably be somewhere relatively close to southern Vermont. Might be that just north of here stays mostly snow. It may be that southern Vermont gets into the mostly snow area. We'll have to watch that too. If it does end up being snow, it could be pretty heavy wet snow, so we have to keep just an eye on that and taking for any kind of power issues or anything like that. I wouldn't worry about that yet. It's just a small possibility. Let me go to the forecast, because there's a lot going on, and I want to just kind of summarize it for you here as we wrap up this evening. So a chance of light precipitation tomorrow, snow sleet mixed. It shouldn't really cause any problems. No real accumulations. I just wanted you to kind of know that's coming through. That's the first wave of this trough coming through. Then on Thursday, so Wednesday is basically dry. It's kind of a break between systems. And then Thursday, maybe even by daybreak on Thursday, we start to see some steady snow changing to mixed precipitation. Roads will be slick with minor accumulations. Like I said, I don't think you'll actually see too much in the way of accumulation, but we certainly could get the roads could be slick just because that sleet will stick to the roads pretty badly. And then we get a brief break overnight with rain, and I've got 2 question marks there because starting back up by Friday morning, because it's possible that that's snow. That's still very much up in the air. And like I said, rain, and even if it starts as rain, it may change to snow Friday afternoon with some minor accumulations. If it's more snow, those could be more than minor accumulations. That's still on the table. I will definitely keep you up to date on what the Friday forecast is going to be. So I just wanted you to be aware that it's going to be kind of an active pattern, and it looks like even after this trough moves through, we do get a couple dry days over the weekend, but we could be also looking at some more active weather after this. The pattern looks kind of active. Going forward. So I will keep you up to date on what's going on. Stay safe out there, and just wanted to let you know that as well that I will be answering any questions you've got this evening. You just leave them in the comment section below, and also I will certainly do a text update sometime early in the day tomorrow. I'll probably go live again tomorrow evening, but I'll let you know my text update tomorrow morning. Okay, stay safe out there, and we will talk to you again soon.